Hey everybody, another whiskey review with Mike. I'm Narby.
What's up?
Doing Glenfarclas 15-year-old. If you're in the United States, you're not gonna find us at your local liquor place. You're gonna have to order. Yeah, you're gonna have to order this from the UK. So that's what we did. We obviously heard good things about it. It is an entry level. It's not an expensive whiskey. So we were excited to try it. So we had to get it shipped from the UK. So here we go. Again, Mike and I are doing a bunch of whiskey reviews today, so if we pour them heavy, we'll be slurring our words and we probably won't be tasting very much because we don't really want to get drunk here. We're drinking a lot of water in between, so we're taking our time here. It's going to be a full day thing for us.
Let's check out the famous Glenfarclas sherry casks.
There we go.
It's not very dark, rather light, so probably not many first fill sherry casks in here.
Unfortunately, the first thing, and I haven't had this in a while, and I didn't remember it to be this way, but the first thing I got was sulfur. So, for those of you who don't know what sulfur is, or if you're wondering what I'm thinking of, think of matchsticks. Now, matchsticks can either smell good sometimes, and it can be a little off-putting sometimes too. The way, at least, it plays in whiskey, sometimes it kind of goes well with the whiskey, and sometimes it could be a little off-putting. And for me, that first initial nosing, I kind of got an off-putting smell of that. But
think like you've lit matchsticks, and they've been put out, and you poured a little water, and they're almost like rotten.
Very,
kind
very.
of like rotten charcoal matchsticks.
You said it perfectly.
Very unpleasing smell.
Very, very on point with the rotten thing. But once I get past that, and if I let this glass sit out for like 30 minutes, you know, that's slowly going to start going away, or at least most of it will. It's usually the case. But I'm getting apple skin. I'm getting burnt caramel. I'm getting sort of that, it's like going to sound really weird, but when they were making asphalt, like fresh asphalt smell.
Smell good.
I guess take that smell and add like sweetness to it, because it is a sweet whiskey.
Pour a little sugar on the fresh asphalt before it dries. Yeah, I definitely get some apples. I actually get a little mangoes, a little tropical element going. Just a little bit of caramel, toffee, fudge, but like you said, that the sulfur is ruining those sweet flavors a little bit.
Yes.
Ruining the sherry flavors.
Yes, a little bit. It's really in the forefront of that light fruit and that, you know, that dark chocolate and those sherry, common sherry notes. The sulfur, at least for right now, is really, really overpowering.
Yeah, they're there, but they're very minute. You really got to search for them.
This is bottled at 46%. I am going to add a touch of water to see if that goes away or not.
Yeah.
Even though I haven't tried it on the palate yet.
Yeah, with time, if we had more time, usually enough air will do the trick, get rid of that sulfur. And as you're drinking it, as the liquid goes down, and the bottle is like half air, a lot of the sulfur goes away. It's really good, but we'll add a little water right now. Get rid of that sulfur, hopefully.
It's a little better. For me, with a little bit of water, I'm getting more caramel. Definitely more caramel and toffee. As at least maybe I'm able to focus on it more as it's a little less sulfury. Overall, pretty good nose. Not my favorite on the palate.
I like the palate a lot more. Because I get all those flavors you mentioned, the toffee, the chocolate, those nice dessert flavors like of a good sherry whiskey. I get them not super intense, but nice mild version of those. It's very good.
For me, I'm gonna try it here in a second again, but it's not really releasing a lot of those sweet, fruity, or chocolatey, or caramelly flavors on my palate. I'm actually getting quite a bit of alcohol in my mouth, even though I watered it down. So I don't know if it's my palate right now, or if the casks that were used weren't quality for this particular batch. I do know that for these Glenfarclas bottles, that batch to batch, there's a lot of variation, whether you're doing the 25 or the 30-year-old, the 21, and these 15-year-olds, the 17-year-old. My understanding is there's a lot of variation from batch to batch, but I'm gonna go ahead and try it one more time before we score it.
Yeah, I'd say this is definitely on the dessert side of whiskey, but it is, like you said, there's quite a bit of flaws with it. You're better off if you want a nice sherry dessert whiskey like Macallan 12, something like that, but you know, there's some of those flavors in there, but it's a little mixed up, it's a little confused.
On second tasting, the main thing I'm getting is bitter dark chocolate. So I guess if you're the kind of person that's into the chocolatey whiskey, this would be pretty good, but definitely more enjoyable on the second tasting. And the finish is medium-ish. I kind of feel it in my mouth still. It's still releasing quite a bit of spice on my tongue, and it's still just kind of releasing, and it's becoming more pleasant as it's releasing, but it's still fully there. And overall, pretty good. I would say I haven't had this whiskey in a while, and I'm actually going to bring my score down a little bit from the last time I had it. I'm going to give it an 81 out of 100. Mike?
Very close. I'll say 82. Just because there's some, pleasant flavors in there in a medium finish, but it's heavily flawed. 82.
All right. If you're interested in this, you got to get it from the UK. Take care.